On reaching Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple courts and began driving out those who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves, and would not allow anyone to carry merchandise through the temple courts. And as he taught them, he said, "Is it not written, 'My house will be called a house of prayer for all nations'? But you have made it into a den of robbers." The chief priests and the teachers of the law heard this and began looking for ways to kill him, for they feared him because the whole crowd was amazed at his teaching. Loud sounds filled the air, the sounds of people entering the temple during the busiest season of the year, the sounds of money changers dealing with crowds of people, the sound of people selling animals to be used for sacrifices, a sound that has become normal for the temple during this time. And then the sounds of crashing, tables flying, crowds dispersing as the commotion grows louder, sellers and money changers being driven out, and then a yell from someone saying, "Is it not written, 'My house will be called a house of prayer for all nations'? But you have made it a den of robbers." Jesus, after entering into the city during the triumphal entry, has now entered into the temple and has seen what the temple has become. It has become something of a mockery to God. The temple being used to cheat people and finding ways for it to be harder to worship God in his temple. And with the timeline of Jesus' life, we know that this is Jesus' final week before his arrest and death on the cross. So now there's this urgency to the way Jesus is teaching. There's an urgency to the way that Jesus is doing things, a seriousness to Jesus that is needed to get his point across. And a seriousness because of the seriousness of the situation that was happening. Jesus is trying to restore the sanctification of his Father's temple. These people have turned it into something that Jesus does not recognize, a den of robbers, as he calls it. And what we see here is something that we can even see today, and it's this: humanity has fallen away from God. This isn't anything that should be news to us. Humanity has been fallen since Adam and Eve first sinned in the garden. And Jesus, in this moment, is using his authority to set things right, to show these people that this is not how things should be in the temple. And ultimately, having this happen at the beginning of the week really parallels what happens at the end of the week. Jesus is restoring the temple to what it should be used for. Not a place of selling and buying your way into eternity, but a place to worship God. And then at the end of the week, Jesus dies to restore us towards a life with God, bridging that gap that was created by sin that separated us from God. Jesus now brings us to a right relationship with God. And that's the importance of Jesus cleansing the temple. That is the importance of everything that Jesus does during Holy Week. And that's the importance of Jesus' sacrifice on the cross and his resurrection.